Chapter 4, Ethics. A friend's beginning to reveal deep secrets about problems at home, a lack of money, no friends, and on and on and on. Kind of funny, I actually have a personal experience with this, so it was interesting to listen to the video supplements and read the chapter, kind of have that in the back of my mind, and how I'm dealing with that situation, and and how what I could do differently moving forward. It's kind of interesting to have that. It's very interesting to learn the reason that we listen. We do it to learn. We want to learn about things like the textbook referred to. We listen in lectures, and we listen to the video supplements for this class, and that's part of the reason we listen. We listen to relate to each other, to influence each other, to play, and to help. The pretty, just pretty frank explanations of why we listen there. The stages of learning, I thought that I'd read through those, kind of apply them, and reasons why each particular stage and how I deal with those situations in my personal friend that we have. He lost his job, and sometimes he can just talk a little bit too much about his problems. I believe that there's certain problems that you should leave at home. There's really not too many things that I can do about their situation. So, one of the first stages of listening is receiving the information. I'm a good friend. I'll listen to his problems. One of the things I'm going to try to do is engage in non-judgmental listening. I want to keep an open mind. I've formulated my own opinions, assumptions from the last chapter in our reading here. Also, I want to try to just, clear all those out of my mind and listen to his problems genuinely, and maybe I'll figure out exactly what his problems are, and maybe it's not just the loss of his job. I guess that goes right into the second stage of listening, which is understanding. Understand the circumstances and how they feel about it. Just listening again, making sure that I understand that his feelings about his job loss and his money problems at home. And then try to just remember these. I got to remember the reason why he's having these money problems, because he lost his job. Evaluating. I want to get the whole picture before assuming. I've done a lot of assuming already and listening to him, and maybe just stop assuming for a while. Just listen to everything, get all the facts. Try to sort out what's opinion, what's in a fact exactly in their money problems and any other kind of problems they're having in their home. And then, of course, I'm gonna respond. During a normal conversation with him, I respond. I support him. I understand. I can sense your feelings, maybe not word for word, but, I do support him in just daily conversations, here and there. I really haven't responded genuinely, and I'm very careful about doing that. I don't want to say something that's going to step on his toes. I do think that something needs to be said. I mean, there's a lot of things that I know from my side that I don't particularly agree with the way he's spending his money. From the way he portrays his money problems, to me, maybe there are things that he's having a hard time prioritizing. A couple friends of mine have said, well, maybe when you get in those kind of situations, you panic, money problems. You don't quite know. You just start doing things differently. You start paying certain bills that you shouldn't need to be paying. And, maybe he just does need. You always run the risk, though, if you step out and say, look, you're doing this wrong. That friend may say, no, you're wrong, I'm right. You just got to be careful. And I think, like Doyle said, in his video supplements, just to, like James 1:19 says, you're quick to hear, slow to speak. I think that that's kind of what you need to have in mind here. Just listen. The more you listen, I think if you listen more and speak less, then I think that's going to be a lot better in the situation here, and hopefully it all works out good. That's about it for Chapter 4. Thanks.